You know, every single moment you're online, something's happening in the background, a hidden exchange of data. It's happening right now. It's constant, it's invisible, and today we're going to pull back that curtain and figure out what's really going on.
Think about it. Every second your device is online, data is just flowing in. And at the very same time, data is flowing right back out.
And here's the crazy part. What you don't see is that behind your screen, there's this invisible war happening. It's a constant battle between the systems trying to protect you and all the digital threats out there.
So, to get through this digital world safely, you're going to need the right gear. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. We're going to equip you with your essential digital survival tools. We're diving into firewalls, VPNs, and all those secret systems working inside your browser. You know, things like cookies, sessions, and the cache.
All right, let's start with your first line of defense. Think of it as your network's own personal gatekeeper, the firewall.
So what is a firewall really? Well, put simply, it's like a security guard that stands right between your computer and the huge, wild world of the internet. Its main job? To check out every single piece of data that tries to get in or get out.
And at its core, it's actually super simple. The firewall is constantly asking one simple but incredibly powerful question about everything that comes its way. Should this be allowed? Or should it be blocked? That's it. That's the whole game.
And the way it works is just as straightforward. First, a piece of data shows up at the gate. Second, the firewall checks its rulebook, kind of like a bouncer at a club checking the guest list. And then third, based on those rules, that data is either welcomed in or told to get lost.
So why is this gatekeeper so crucial? Well, because it's your main shield against a whole bunch of nasty stuff. We're talking about blocking direct hacking attempts, stopping malware from calling home to its creators, preventing anyone from getting unauthorized access, and even stopping your private data from leaking out.
Okay, so a gatekeeper is great, but that's just the first piece of the puzzle. Next up, we've got the VPN. Think of this as your own secret, private tunnel that cuts right through the public internet.
So a VPN, that stands for Virtual Private Network, basically builds a secure encrypted tunnel just for your data to travel through. Now the keyword here is encrypted. That means it completely scrambles your information, so it's just gibberish to anyone who might be trying to snoop.
So here's how that trip works. Step 1, your data gets encrypted, scrambled up, right there on your device. Step 2, it zips through that protected tunnel. And finally, step 3, it hits the VPN server, which then sends it out to its final destination online. It's basically like sending a secret message inside an armored truck.
Okay, so this is super important to get right. How do these two work together? The firewall controls access to your whole network. It's the gatekeeper, remember. But the VPN, it protects the privacy of your data while it's out there traveling. It's the bodyguard. They're solving two totally different but both incredibly important problems.
But wait, security doesn't stop at the network level, not even close. Your web browser itself is doing a ton of secret work in the background every single day, just to manage your online experience.
Let's start with the one everyone's heard of, the cookie. What is it? It's really just a tiny piece of data that a website saves in your browser. And its whole job is just to remember stuff about you, like if you're logged in or what language you prefer. It's all about making your life easier, all about convenience.
But, and this is a big but, not all cookies are the same. You've got first-party cookies, which come from the actual website you're on. Those are usually pretty helpful. Then you have third-party cookies. These are put there by other services like advertisers. These are the ones that can follow you around the internet, tracking what you do. It's the reason you see an ad for those shoes you looked at 5 minutes ago on a totally different site.
All right, next up is something called a session. The best way to think about a session is like a temporary, secure handshake between you and a website. It kicks off the second you log in, and it's over the second you log out. It's the magic that keeps you securely signed in while you click from page to page.
And last but not least, we have the cache. The cache has one mission and one mission only: speed. It saves copies of website stuff, images, logos, all that, right onto your device. So the next time you visit that same site, it doesn't have to re-download everything from scratch. It just pulls from the cache and boom, the page loads way, way faster. So let's just break this down real quick. Cookies are stored right in your browser, and they're all about convenience. The cache is also in your browser, and its job is all about speed. But the session, that's the different one. It's managed on the website server, and its goal is security for your login. See? Each one has its own specific, silent job to do in the background. Okay, so let's put all these pieces together. What does this actually look like when you're browsing the web? Well, what you've got is a layered digital defense system.
This is your whole toolkit right here. And the key thing to remember is that no single tool is enough on its own. Your firewall guards the gates. Your VPN protects your data on its journey. And then, deep inside your browser, the cookies, sessions, and cache are all working together to handle your identity, your security, and your speed. The big takeaway? Real security is a system, not just a single button you press.
And I should mention, the whole framework for this explainer comes from the excellent learning materials put together by LeafTech Solutions. They do a really great job of making these complex ideas easy to grasp.
And this right here is really the whole point. Once you understand these systems, you're not just blindly using the internet anymore, you're using it intelligently, you're using it safely, and you're using it responsibly.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Now that you can see these invisible tools that are working for you behind the scenes, how is that going to change the way you navigate the digital world?